Howdy y'all, I am Adam the Renaissance Nerd, and here, as promised, is my final take, my additional take on Netflix's Wednesday, based upon The Addams Family by Charles Addams. Right now, I can definitively say I stand by everything I said in my first take with episodes 1 and 2. My opinion of the episodes have not changed. Has my overall opinion of the series itself changed? Not by much. This is going to have some spoilers in it, so if you still want to watch it, go ahead and watch it, then come back here and see if you like what I have to say. In the end, though, was Wednesday worth your time? I'm going to say yes, for many reasons. One, it is very, very faithful to the original Addams Family source material. I had to point it out recently to myself. I hadn't publicly said this, but I was personally criticized for the fact that I felt like Gomez was being a little bit diminished in certain ways by having Morticia be the captain of the fencing team at Nevermore, as opposed to him after the brilliant Raul Julia performing his magnificent fencing dueling scenes in the Addams Family reboot movies. I was corrected by this in a private conversation with somebody. Yeah, she was a fencer. So boom, I took it back immediately. Even though I still feel like Gomez was diminished a little bit, but I'll get into that in a moment. But overall, Wednesday is worth your time because it is faithful to the source material. Wednesday is not a Mary Sue. She earns everything she gets. She earns all her victories, all her losses. There's plenty of losses. And in many times, she is overpowered. And she is beaten on multiple occasions for the remaining episodes. Yeah, Wednesday's not perfect, and she suffers. Oh, and guess what? There are consequences for her actions. I know, fascinating, huh? Wednesday has an attitude problem, and people eventually get sick and tired of it, and it comes back to bite her in the ass on several occasions. So you can see character development, story development, the character arcs throughout episodes, or the whole thing, but the remaining ones that I'm going to talk about here, 3 through 8, everything is earned. Enid's story, earned. Enid's triumph in episode 8, completely and totally earned. Xavier's story, also earned. Tyler's story, definitely earned, especially when you see the tells, the hints of what's going on. What else? It works. It works across the board. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but I just got to say, Wednesday as a heroine, as a maybe a anti-heroine in some ways, it works. And again, I will say, Jenna Ortega, fantastic as Wednesday Addams. She nails it from beginning to end, and she is equally harsh on everything. It's not just directed little things. She's harsh on everything, all points of view, all possible angles of criticism for culture, society. She attacks it all. Therefore, it balances it out. And yes, is there some woke? Smidgen. It's 2022. You can't completely escape it. It's there. All you have to do is understand that it comes and it goes. It doesn't destroy the narrative of the story. It doesn't destroy the storyline. It doesn't really destroy the characters. So let's talk about the remaining characters that goes on. Again, like I said, Wednesday, she's great from beginning to end. She gets a proper story. She remains the star even when there are guest appearances by other members of the Addams Family. She maintains her starring role, even though I would have liked a little more of Fester. Fester shows up. We knew that from the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler. Fester shows up. I would have liked it. When he arrived, he's kind of just there to be the catalyst to lead her to a revelation. I would have liked a little more from Fester. When Gomez and Morticia return, that is the worst episode. Episode 5 is easily the low point of the season because, for many reasons. One, they completely abandon the main storyline for an entire episode, and it shows that it was not good. Not good for a lot of ways. One, it's kind of a backstory that you kind of already had maybe figured out. But secondary, it reaffirms what I said.
Well, at least we can't say Parents' Weekend wasn't a nail biter.
I knew you didn't have what it takes to be a murderer.
As much as that stings, gracias, my little death trap.
My original point that Gomez Adams, Luis Guzman does not pull it off. I feel confident now, having seen both his appearances in the season, he didn't do it. Yes, he may look the part of the original design of Gomez Adams in the original Charles Adams comic strips, but Luis Guzman, his performance, we like Luis Guzman around here. We do. We enjoy him. He's funny, good actor, but he's not Gomez Adams. There is no Gomez passion there. It's the wrong kind of passion, the wrong delivery, the wrong personality. Very diminished. Now, I don't want to say, like I said, he wasn't cucked, but he's diminished. His passion, his exuberance, not there. Kind of just the way through it. That's it. And Catherine Zeta-Jones, again, mailing it in. Mailed it in the first episode, mailed it in this episode. Again, I'm going to compare both of them to the reboot. I compare Luis Guzman to Raul Julia's Gomez Adams. And I compare Catherine Zeta-Jones to Angelica Houston's Morticia Adams. One is better than the other, clearly. Raul Julia and Angelica Houston, they brought it. They brought it. They embodied it. They also embodied the passion of Gomez and Morticia. I felt no passion between Luis Guzman and Catherine Zeta-Jones. I just didn't. But then again, as I said, episode 5 was the low point because it departed from the main storyline. Although there is one highlight, I will say, and it reaffirms something that you do see throughout the season. Enid's storyline, persistently done, nicely done throughout the whole thing. Her dad, good dad moment. Good dad moment where he gives her encouragement to just be herself. Stay the course, be yourself, you're not doing anything wrong, kid. And Gomez, good dad. The sheriff, rough dad, but good dad in the end. Good dads all around. No bad dads in sight, which is a nice positive thing to see in a show these days. Other than that, as I said, one of the most important things in this was you could get a feeling of when things were working and when they weren't. Episodes 1 through 4, best in the season because Tim Burton directed each and every one of those episodes. The main writers wrote those episodes. Combining those two elements, you had great performances, great direction. It felt it. Angles, the shots, the landscapes, the presence, the actors giving it their all. It was fantastic, and it's because Tim Burton was there, I think. 5 and 6, they changed directors and writers. 5, again, low point because it broke the story. 6 recovered because they went back to the storyline. They managed to re-pick up the pace, get it going. 7, 8, different director again, but the main writers came back to do the final 2 episodes. So they managed to keep it on course and tell a cohesive story throughout the entire season with ups and downs, payoffs galore, all kinds of payoffs, and good setup for more seasons. Right now, I will definitely say Wednesday deserves a second season. There is more story to tell. Again, Jenna Ortega, a perfect Wednesday Addams. Perfect. I have no complaints. She delivered on all fronts. As for, again, the everything else, I like the rest of the cast as well. Not talking about her family members, although the guy who played Fester, he's all right. I like him. I would have liked to have seen more of him, like I said before. But the rest of the cast, her schoolmates, her classmates, her friends, again, very important. Again, light spoilers. There's a payoff between Wednesday and Enid. Gets you. It gets you right here in the feels. You feel it. You're happy about it. Again, spoiler, the earned hug. It's meaningful. Enid's storyline is meaningful. Connected to Wednesday, it's meaningful. And you like these characters. I like all these characters, even the ones that go from heel to face at times, who start off rough, but you get more about their backstory. They get development, and you understand maybe where they're coming from. And you can like them. And the villains? Earned. But one of my other few complaints is the final battle. I felt the final battle between Wednesday and the penultimate villain she took care of with help from Enid. The ultimate villain, I would have wanted a little more. Felt a little rushed. And yeah, Wednesday was a nice little team effort, but I wanted a little more. felt a little lacking. That's one of my few complaints. That, a few, like I said, little woke one-liners here and there, but that don't ruin the show. Certain portrayals, otherwise, spot on. Danny Elfman continued his scoring, his very good scoring. All the scenes have the right music to it. And the choreography, little iffy at times, as I said in the first 2 episodes, little iffy, but it's not horrible. It's not swinging to hit things or pre-dodging or Wednesday behaving other than in terms of an action sequence, other than someone her size and weight. And Jenna Ortega's small. She's wearing lifts on her shoes the entire series. You can see it. They're like 2-3 inch lifts on the bottom of her shoes. She's got to be tiny to make sure to make sure Gwendolyn Christie didn't dwarf her when they were having their scenes together. I don't know. But Jenna Ortega pulls it off, and the choreographer pulls it off. She's not a 90-pound girl taking out 300-pound dudes. She uses proper combat that she would use for someone her size, which is acceptable to me as I see it. In the end, Wednesday, I give it an 8 out of 10. I take off my points for little iffy choreography, certain portrayals, and a very weak episode 5. Other than that, though, I recommend this. Go watch it, enjoy it, and it looks like there's probably going to be a season 2 because this is being well received by just about everybody. No complaints from the hardcore fans like myself, and the normies seem to be enjoying it as well. That's it. I'm done. See you next time, guys. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to get in touch with me, you can reach out to me at therentnerd@gmail.com. That email's for channel business only, so I check it on a daily basis. Also, you can find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can find me at Rumble and Odyssey, The Renaissance Nerd. Thank you again. See you next time.